Businesses you could run at your school. This one's pretty basic, but it's a good way to get started. Sell gum. Go to Amazon and you can buy a chewing gum assortment of 40 packs for about $15 right now. There are 5 sticks of gum in each pack. So in total, this box has 200 sticks of gum. Now you can sell them for however much you want. If you sold each piece of gum for $1, you'd make $200 minus the $15 you used to buy it, and that's $185 profit. Now $1 might be too expensive. You could sell them for 50 cents each, and that would still get you $85 profit. It's not a crazy amount of money, but business is business, and you never know what'll happen. Black markets kids ran in their schools. A follower submission. This kid's friend brings packed lunches to school, and every day he has 2 bao buns. Well, everyone always wanted one of his buns, so he had an idea to start selling them. However, that didn't really work out because his mom only let him bring 2 buns to school every day. So he had another idea. He was going to auction them off at lunch. And let me tell you, business was booming. And every day, everyone was trying to win the auction. The most money a bao bun has sold for was $40. And so far, he's made over $450. Respect. People who were legends in their high school. When this guy was in high school, the mascot was a bulldog. Well, one day, this kid was driving around doing donuts in the high school parking lot when he accidentally ran into the statue of the bulldog. The crash knocked the bulldog off its platform, and this kid freaked out. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. He looked around and nobody saw what happened, so he got out of his car, picked up the bulldog, and shoved it into his trunk. He then drove to a bridge and tossed the bulldog into the water, disposing of the evidence. I'm so sorry. He never told anybody about this. It was a huge deal at the school with an entire investigation. It wasn't until 15 years later when he was having beers with his brother that he confessed. His brother was amazed that he was able to keep this secret for this long. People who were legends in their high school. When this kid was a freshman in high school, he was always bullied by the wrestling and the boxing club students. And he was beat up really badly that year. So during the summer, he started working out every day. And he took Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu lessons. By the end of that summer, he was pretty buff and he knew how to fight. His parents wanted to go on vacation before the school year started, so they went to Dubai. They were in Dubai for about a month, and while he was there, he still worked out every day and he trained in martial arts. Shortly after that, he was back in school, and a few days in, he saw the bullies. They didn't know what he had been up to that summer, and one day during lunch, they started to pick a fight with him. All his friends were telling him to run, but he didn't run. Instead, he used his knowledge in martial arts, and he absolutely won that fight against those 3 bullies. Everyone was amazed. The entire lunchroom began chanting his name. He felt like a star. But a teacher saw him and he was suspended. The bullies never messed with him again, and he said it was totally worth it. The coolest doctor ever. This man's wife went into labor on Halloween, and their doctor who was going to deliver that baby was at a Halloween party when he got the call that he had to come in. Well, he came in, still in costume. Check it out. I just hope he didn't make the baby disappear. Crazy. The dumbest school rules ever. We have another one. This middle school wouldn't let their students talk at all during lunch. Apparently, this is a very common rule. But at one middle school, there was a group of friends that wanted to beat the system. So over the course of a few months, they all individually learned sign language. They became fluent, and they started talking to each other during lunch with sign language only. Oh my god, what are they doing? Dear God. Did they all learn sign language? Can they do that? Are they allowed to do that? I'll get the principal. And they couldn't do anything about it, because sign language technically isn't talking. This kid made over $1,000 running a business in Zoom school. My followers sent me this story about a business that he ran. It was during the pandemic, when all the schools were closed and everyone was taking classes on Zoom. This guy really wanted to make some money, but he didn't know how. In-person school was not happening at the moment, so he couldn't run a traditional business there. Well, one day while sitting in a Zoom class, somebody raided it, and it wasted a bunch of time. And that's when he got a brilliant idea. He told everybody that he knew at his school and at other schools that if they Venmo'd him $5 and gave him their Zoom class information, he would raid their Zoom class. And people frickin' did it. Business was booming. Kids had him do this so they could waste time in class or just for pure entertainment. In total, he made $1,200. But this all stopped when schools reopened. But still, that was a genius move on his part. Black markets, kids ran in their schools. Follower submission. This one kid's dad always had a shopping list on the fridge, and whenever he wanted something, he could add it to the shopping list, as long as it wasn't candy. Well, he wanted to start selling candy at school, so what he did was he would put ingredients to make candy on the shopping list. And then when his dad would come back from shopping, he would take the ingredients and make this type of homemade candy. He would then divvy the candy up and put it into plastic bags, bring it to school, and sell it to students. Right away, kids loved this stuff. They said it was addicting. And when he realized kids loved this stuff so much, he was raising the prices. And people still paid. The entire time he was selling, business was booming. I don't know if he was shut down or if he's still running this, but he made some really good money. Black markets, kids ran in their schools. At this kid's school, there was a girl that would carry around a box of stationery every day. Her business was that she would write forged letters from parents. She had all different papers, pens, and pencils of every kind. And if kids wanted to leave school early, they would go to her, and she would write a note from their parents. Well, these notes were incredibly convincing. She used different styles of handwriting, different styles of punctuation. She could even write notes in different languages. She made absolute bank. The teachers never caught on, but this kid grew up incredibly educated, and today she's incredibly successful. Black markets, kids ran in their schools. A follower submission. When this girl was in first grade, she had a bunch of old Barbies that she never played with, and she wanted to make some money. So she got an idea. She cut off all the hair on all of her Barbies and put them in separate Ziploc bags. She would then bring these bags of hair to school and tell all the kids at her school that the bags of hair were from celebrities like Justin Bieber, Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, and these kids believed her. She charged $1.50 per bag, and the most popular bag was Justin Bieber's hair. In total, she made $50, but the parents of students were complaining to the school, asking, "Why are my kids coming home hungry?" Turns out, the way these kids paid for the hair was by giving her their snack money. The principal then found out about this and she was shut down. What an evil genius. Times students made their teachers cry. This 10th grade math teacher was very easygoing, and students would take advantage of her all the time. Well, one day in class, this one kid decided to mess with her. She had a banana sitting on her desk. He went up, grabbed the banana, and started making vulgar gestures and doing nasty things with the banana. At the end of his little prank, he destroyed the banana and threw it away. The entire class was laughing, but she was just sad. Are you done? I just want you to know that you ruined my only lunch for the day, and you hurt my feelings pretty bad. So, thank you for that. The rest of the class immediately stopped laughing and felt very guilty. The kid that did this was expelled later that year for different reasons. But on the last day before summer break, he visited the school. He went into that teacher's room and he said this, "Excuse me, miss, what are you doing here?" And I just wanted to say sorry, and I got you this. He brought her a banana. Moments that made people change their life. When this guy was in middle school, him and his friends used to bully this one kid. They would mostly just call him dumb and make jokes about him being fat. Well, one time things went a little too far. They pushed this kid on the ground. "Hey, Kyle!" "What?" "Earthquake! Earthquake!" He's so fat he caused an earthquake. Well, there was a moment where this guy made eye contact with the kid as he was getting up. He didn't say much. All he did was he looked at him, and he honestly asked, "Why? Why do you do this to me?" That moment really struck him, because the kid didn't get mad. He simply asked why, and he didn't have an answer. After that day, he never bullied anybody ever again, and he stopped hanging out with those friends. It has now been years since this happened, and he's checked up on this guy. He's doing fine, but the guy kinda shrugged him off, which makes perfect sense. Why would you want to be friends with somebody who made your life a living hell? The most expensive Lego brick of all time. This right here is a 14-karat solid gold Lego brick, and only a handful of these were ever made. The Lego Group began manufacturing Legos in 1949, but between 1979 and 1981, these gold bricks were made and given to employees who had been with the company for 25 years. These gold bricks are the exact same size and shape as an original Lego brick, and a couple years ago, one of these went up for auction, and it started a bidding frenzy. It was sold for over 18,000 euros. I really want to get my hands on one of these. The worst things found in homes. This bathroom, how do you even get to it? It's so small. Who put that there? Looks like a nice TV built into the wall. But then if you go outside, you see this. Kinda smart, not gonna lie. They put this front door right above this grate. If you ever dropped your keys, you'd be screwed. This design on the bathroom floor really freaks me out. Imagine going in there at 3 in the morning to pee. I couldn't do it. This staircase. Now, how is anyone gonna get up the stairs? Those are just too small. Pointless things kids did in school. So this kid's in 7th grade, and his school lunchroom has a bunch of these pre-packaged silverware. So every day, this kid grabs a handful of these silverware packets, puts them in his backpack, and goes home. Well, he's been collecting these for a while now, and he has a bunch of them. He hasn't really done anything with them yet, but they're stored in these garbage bags here. These are the pictures he sent me. You know, I'm not quite sure why I'm sharing this story with you, but you gotta admit, that's a lot of silverware. You kids are crazy, man. Weird things kids did in school. One day during class in middle school, this kid saw a thermos in the back of the classroom. Turns out it was the teacher's, but he did not know this at the time. He then goes to the bathroom with the thermos. He then comes back, the teacher sees him and says, "Oh, you found my thermos, thank you so much. You can just put it on my desk." And he does. He then walks out of the room without saying a word. The teacher opens the thermos and is incredibly confused and disgusted. Apparently, this kid took a inside of her thermos.
Worst toy designs of all time, part 14. Okay, at first glance, it's a nice blue horse with a blonde tail. But whoever made this toy was super lazy. Because if you ever wanted to open the horse up to see what was inside, you would find out that the tail is actually the head of another doll.
The worst rules parents had for their kids. When this girl was younger, her dad would never let her erase anything on homework assignments because in his mind, she should have done it right the first time. Well, one day in 1st grade, she had this one particular writing assignment. She was doing it at home and she ended up erasing a bunch of stuff on it. When he saw this, he got very mad. He took the assignment from her, ripped it up into a bunch of pieces, and threw it away. He said, "Do it again." Well, it turns out that was the last piece of paper in the entire house. And for some reason, they were unable to go buy more. She was obviously very upset, saying, "Dad, why'd you do that? There's no more paper. That's due tomorrow." Her dad felt pretty embarrassed. Well, funny enough, the only way she finished that paper is because she took an old assignment, erased everything on it, and started over. Her dad sounds bogus.
Worst toys of all time. The toy you're about to see is an action figure of Belle from the live-action Beauty and the Beast. And it's supposed to look like Emma Watson, who played Belle. But something went terribly wrong when they were making this toy. Because this is what it looks like. Kinda looks like Justin Bieber wearing a wig.
Creepiest things said by kids. This woman used to be a waitress, and at one of her tables was a mom and her 4-year-old daughter. Well, the mom was in the bathroom, and the waitress went over there to ask the kid how she liked her food. But when she got there, the 4-year-old girl was stabbing her sandwich with the fork, repeatedly. "Die, die, 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 die." "Hi, what are you doing?" "I like to kill things, but mommy said I can't do that, so I stabbed my sandwich because it can't scream." The waitress walked away. And later, when the mom got back to the bathroom, she overheard her say this. "That's right, honey, stab food, not people. I am so proud of you." Stab food, not people. That's terrifying. That's absolutely hilarious. "Chad, can you please move? I want to use the water fountain." "Oh, hey, Kyle. I saw you sit out during gym class today." "Yeah, I forgot my uniform at home." "Yeah, right. I think you made that up because you're fat and you're lazy." "Do you think your parents are proud of you?" I don't know. Yeah, I think. I doubt that. I bet your parents change the subject when their friends ask about you." "That is not true at all." "Mrs. Stevens?"
Chad, hi.
You're friends with my mom, right?
Yeah, we go to the same gym. I see her every Tuesday and Thursday.
Can you call her on speakerphone right now and just ask her about me?
I'll call her right now. Hello? Hi, Carol. How are you doing? Janie Stevens. Oh my god, I'm still sore from last week. Oh my god, me too. It's like I busted my booty.
Ask her.
So how's Chad doing? How about the weather today? Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, gotta go. Good chatting. Bye.
What? Move, idiot.
What the heck, bro?
Oh, you gonna cry, Kyle? Huh? You gonna cry? Yeah, I don't cry, Chad. You're such a loser, dude, and I don't know why, but I hate you so much. Right, dude? I hate you, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle sucks. Shut up, Billy. You pooped your pants last year, okay? I did. Hey, don't talk to my friend like that. I don't know what your problem is, Chad, but I'm guessing it's hard to pronounce. You mother. Yeah, and yours is next. I pooped. Kyle, what, Chad? Nice mustard on your shirt, you frickin' slob. Whatever, man. At least I didn't fail English 3 times. Good story, man, but in what chapter do you shut up? That was good, right? What was that, man? I could eat a can of alphabet soup and poop out a better comeback than that. In fact, stay there. I'll be right back. Perfect. Hey, Chad. What? Look. How did he do that? How did he do that? Watch this. Hey, Kyle, you're a loser, man. Why do you do this, Chad? What have I ever done to you? You annoy me, I think you're a loser, and, nobody likes you. Alright, Chad, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Alright, bye. What are you even gonna do with your life, Kyle, huh? Your parents are probably gonna be so disappointed with you. Oh, you think so, Chad? What are you gonna do with your life? I'm joining the Navy, so... Oh, you're joining the Navy? Yeah, I'm actually shipping out around Christmas time next year after I graduate, so... Oh, okay, well, the only thing your mom wants for Christmas is a folded flag. You better take that back, Kyle. Alright, class, so can anyone answer this question? Miss, I think you spelled that word wrong. I definitely did. Thank you, Kayla. Let me just correct this really fast. Ha! Nice going, idiot. At least I don't sit by myself at lunch.
Oh my god, what a loser. Got him. I hate that guy. Why he smell like cheese?
Hey, Kyle. What do you want, Chad? Nice headphones, loser. Oh, okay, Chad. Well, I saw the results of your test in math class last week. 43%. That's really good. Shut up, dude. What? Yeah, I think your father would be very disappointed in you. If he stayed. People that were legends in their high school. This one high school had costume contests during Halloween. Well, this one kid showed up to school wearing a Walmart hot dog costume. As he stepped up on the stage, everyone thought it was funny. And they were chanting, "Hot dog kid, hot dog kid." And he won the award for best costume that year. Well, the next year, he wore a penguin costume. And as he stepped up on the stage, he stood there for a second. And then he ripped off the penguin costume to reveal the hot dog costume underneath. Everybody in the school absolutely lost it. That kid became a legend right then and there. Now, students can't win the costume contest 2 years in a row, but everyone knew that hot dog kid had done it again. Crazy things people did in high school. When this girl was a senior in high school, she would sneak out of the house at 2 a.m. every so often to meet up with her friend. Her parents were kind of crazy. They would lock every single door at night, and they had bells hanging from each door, so they would know if somebody came in or out. The only door in the house that didn't have a bell on it was the laundry room door. And the laundry room door led to the garage that had a side door that led outside. So that's how she would do it every night. Well, one night, for some reason, that garage door was locked, and she didn't want to get in trouble. But then she had an idea. She had her phone on her, she called her mom, and this is what happened. Mom, hi, I woke up in the front yard. I don't know why. All the doors are locked. I'm really scared. Mommy, help me. And her mom bought it. Thank goodness you had your phone on you. And thank goodness you didn't wander off into the street. There's people driving around here. They're crazy. You drink your milk. I'm gonna make you some waffles. It's all okay. I got you. I would love some waffles. This kid ran a crazy business at his school, and he made bank. My followers sent me the story of a business that he ran. In his locker, which was usually always empty, he brought a bunch of ingredients and ice every day to make mocktails. And if you don't know what that is, it's a cocktail without the alcohol in it. And he started advertising his bar to students around the school. They would come up to him before lunch, and he would make them a drink, like a Shirley Temple, a pina colada, a mojito, basically whatever they wanted. And business was absolutely booming. This kid was straight up bartending in the hallway every day before lunch, and he was making bank. Nobody ever snitched on him, and business fizzled out, but in total, he made about $1,500. That's insane. Genius student outsmarts his teacher. When he was in 7th grade, there was a giant paper that was due, and he didn't do it. He obviously got a 0 on the assignment. Well, 2 weeks after the paper was originally due, he finished it. He printed the paper out, kind of crinkled it up a little bit, and stepped on it so that there was a shoe print on the paper. Then he took it to school, and when the teacher wasn't looking, he slipped that paper somewhere under her desk. Well, fast forward a couple days, and this teacher found that wrinkled up shoe print paper from that student. She then made an announcement in class and apologized to the student. She said, "I must have lost your paper, but I found it under my desk." He then got an A. Genius. Teachers who definitely shouldn't be teaching. One day in elementary school, this kid who used a hearing aid was sitting in class, and this is what happened. So what do you guys think? Who has an answer? Jackson, how about you? I'm sorry. Oh, what was the question again? How are you gonna have a hearing aid and still not listen to me when I talk? I don't know, I just didn't hear the question, I'm sorry. Well, since you're not listening to me anyways, I'm just gonna take this, okay? Please don't, I can't hear without it. You can have this back when you learn to listen. Hey, yo, Jackson, you good, man? Jackson? Kyle, he can't hear you. My favorite comebacks. Let's get to it. Hey, nice Cheerios, Kyle. Did your mom pack those for you? Screw you, Chad. What did you just say to me? I said screw you, Chad. What's your problem, bud? My problem's that you were born, bud. What do you want to do about this, huh? You want to fight me, huh, bro? You want to fight me? You know what? Yeah, maybe I do. Yeah, well, what are you going to do about it? I'm going to slap you so hard that even Google can't find you. Do it. We got a problem. What's the situation? He was there a second ago and now... Yes? I can't find him. I can't find him. Dear God. My favorite comebacks. Let's dive right in. You're an idiot, Kyle. Chad, what's your deal, man? I don't have a deal, bro. It's just that whenever I look at your face, I get so pissed. Such a loser. You know what, Chad? I would say that you're dumb as a rock, but at least a rock can hold a door open.
Thanks, Carlos. You're the man, Carlos.
Thanks, bro.
People who are having the worst day. As this person's plane was driving to the runway to take off, they looked outside the window and saw this. There are 2 bags of luggage being left behind. Everyone else's luggage was on the plane. That's super unfortunate. Someone left a candle under their TV. Obviously, the TV melted. What did they think was gonna happen? This person accidentally fell asleep when their food was delivered to their door. When they woke up to go get it, they saw a squirrel eating fries from their bag. Before I get to the funniest one, this app lets you erase anything from the picture. If you want it, get it right here. This dude's sweat pattern looks just like and apparently this happens every time he works out. That's tough. Black markets kids ran in their schools. A follower submission. My follower sent me the story of a business he ran at his school. This guy knew how to make really tasty pickles. Sweet and spicy. He brought a few to school one day and people tried them and they loved them. That's when he got his idea. He was gonna start making and selling homemade pickles. He has a locker he doesn't use, so what he would do is he would bring jars of pickles into school and leave them in his locker. He sent me a picture of his stock. Look at these beautiful jars of pickles that he made.
5-gallon bucket is completely full. It's probably 20 or so. But this is gonna make me some money.
Well, business was absolutely booming. Everybody around school wanted his pickles. They even called him the Pickle Man. It became so popular, in fact, that he hired 5 other people to help him sell the pickles. So far, he's made over $600, and he continues to make these pickles to bring every single day. You gotta respect the hustle. At this middle school, this gym class was brutal. Every single day, mile runs, rain or shine. No basketball, no dodgeball, just running. So when this kid showed up in a cast, people were jealous. No gym for him for like a month and a half. Eventually, he healed. But when the doctors took his cast off, they gave it back to him. And that gave him a brilliant idea. I have a brilliant idea. He reinforced the inside of the cast with foam, rewrapped parts of the outside with bandage tape, and kept the cast in a sling. Then he began making an offer to students. $50 a month. No gym, no questions asked. So what, I gave you the money, you give me the cast, and I wear it for a month, and then I don't have to do gym? That's right, my furry little friend. What? Nothing. And it worked. Kids who paid would get the cast, put it on, and be limping around school, holding their arm like it hurt. They could even pay extra, and this kid would forge doctor's notes for them. Well, when they walked into gym class with this cast on, the gym teacher asked no questions. They were just gonna sit out, and that was that. Well, demand got so high, the wait list was pretty long. He even had people Venmoing him early to reserve a spot. Well, some teachers were starting to get skeptical about why so many kids were breaking their left arm, but it wasn't that big of a deal yet. And soon enough, this entire business fell apart. One of the kids who rented this cast for a month let his friend borrow it for his gym period. I don't want to do gym today, man. Bro, it's fine. Take this. I rented it. It's mine for the month anyway. Here, put it on. Nice. Super dumb move. So third period, one kid walks into gym class with the cast on. Then fourth period, a completely different kid walks in with the same cast on to gym class. The gym teacher clocked it immediately. They both got sent to the office, they snitched on the kid who ran this business, and boom, everything was shut down. Kind of a brilliant idea, but maybe it could have been executed better, but still, you gotta respect the hustle. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. At this kid's school, he got into business with his friend. And how this business started is that one day, his friend handed him a rock and said, I bet you can't sell this. Well, sure enough, he sold it, and it gave him an idea. When he wasn't in school, he started gathering tons of rocks. He would then bring them to school and sell them to students. He sold small rocks for $1, medium rocks for $2, and big rocks for $3. And the funny thing is, business is absolutely booming. They're making some solid money. Teachers and students alike are buying their products every day. Here's some pictures of his inventory that he sent me. Look at those nice rocks. I want one. They even made an Instagram page. And here is a few of their posts. Hey, it's a little weird, but keep up the good work. You gotta respect the hustle. Black markets kids ran in their schools. In middle school, this kid went to a carnival, and he was playing the carnival games. And he won a bunch of those stink bombs, where you press the middle and they eventually blow up, releasing a horrid smell. He managed to win about 20 of these, so he brought them to school and started selling them for $5 each. I'm not sure what he thought would happen, but business was booming and everybody wanted these stink bombs. As you can imagine, he was shut down, because almost everyone he sold these to set them off in class, causing the school to smell like rotten eggs for about a week. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. When he was in middle school, there were tons of kids that walked home every single day. Well, this kid had a brilliant idea. He gathered a bunch of bikes, skateboards, and scooters that were in his garage. It was 5 bikes, 5 skateboards, and 5 scooters. He then brought them to school and stored them in this old broken down shed that nobody used. He was going to rent these out to students who had to walk home. Things started off slow at first, but eventually business began booming. He charged kids $20 to rent out a bike, $15 to rent out a scooter, and $10 to rent out a skateboard. At the end of the school day, once customers paid, they were able to take this equipment home with them, as long as they brought it back the next morning. And if somebody didn't bring it back, this guy had bodyguards that worked for him. Eventually, this kid was caught and suspended, but in total, his rental service made him over $600. He ran a business at school and became rich. Okay, not in real money, but school money. Listen up. My followers sent me the story about a kid at his school. This kid went to church, and at that church, there were bowls of candy and bubblegum that were free to the patrons. What he would do is he would take handfuls and handfuls of the gum and bring them to school. And at his school, gum was like gold. People were always trading it and buying it off of each other. But this school had a currency system, like school bucks. If you did well in class or you were well behaved, you would get these school bucks that allowed you to buy a bunch of different things, like passes to come late to class, passes to get in the front of the lunch line. You can buy school supplies, a new locker if you wanted, all with these school bucks. And that's what he charged for the gum he was selling. Business was absolutely booming. In total, this kid made around 3,000 school bucks. Needless to say, he got a bigger locker, he was always first in the lunch line, and he was occasionally late to class, with no repercussions. When this guy was a junior in high school, he was student body vice president, and him and his friend wanted to start a business to make some extra money. So what they did was they started selling pizzas. The two of them didn't have a third period, so they would take orders before that, and during that period, they would go to Little Caesars and buy tons of pizzas. They would then bring the pizzas back to school and distribute the goods during lunchtime. The prices were $1 a slice and $5 for 12 slices. They were making absolute bank. They ran this business 5 days a week, and they were selling 8 to 10 pizzas every single day. This business went on for quite some time. In fact, it was getting so big, the school had to shut them down. But in total, they made $2,000 each. That's nuts. One year at one high school, they replaced all of the candy, snacks, and soda in the vending machines with healthier options, like apples and bananas. This person said that there were Fig Newtons in there. That's nasty. Well, the day this happened, the seniors got a brilliant idea. Yo, what the heck happened to all the snacks, man? This is crazy. Dude, seriously, I want Cheetos, not a frickin' banana. Wait, I have an idea. What are you thinking, bro? I know a way to get our snacks and make money. Hear me out. You see, the senior class had the earliest lunch, and they had a free period where they were allowed to leave school grounds. Well, this is what they did. Every day, they would leave, buy a bunch of snacks, soda, and treats, bring it back to school, and sell it to the underclassmen at a huge markup. One group would sell dessert treats. The other group would sell chips. Another group would sell soda. Business was absolutely booming, and the senior class was making hundreds and hundreds of dollars. These seniors saw an opportunity and they took it. Gotta respect the hustle. This person is a freshman in college in the state of Mississippi, and everyone in Mississippi loves sweet tea. Well, this dude decided to make his own sweet tea and sell it for cheaper than the school sells it for. He said he perfected his recipe and that his tea is sweeter and tastes much better than the school's. He would run this business out of his dorm. People would come to his door and he would sell them sweet tea in a cup for $3 each. Business was absolutely booming. In 1 month, he made $455. But the school caught on to this, and they told him that he had to stop. He couldn't sell anything like that on school campus. He said, I'm not selling anything on campus. People are just coming to my door. I'm giving them tea, and they like it so much they give me a tip. At that point, the school couldn't enforce the policy anymore, and he went along with his business. By December of this year, he will have made $2,100. He plans to start selling hot chocolate as well. This kid went to a private high school with a very strict dress code, and if anyone didn't follow the dress code, like they forgot a tie or they weren't wearing a belt, they would get detention. This kid wanted to make some extra money, so this is what he did. He went to the thrift store and bought a bunch of ties, belts, shoes of different sizes, even pants and polo t-shirts. He would wash them every day and fold them neatly inside of his locker. And that's how he started his school uniform rental business. If anyone forgot an item of clothing, they would come to him. Hey, yo, dude. Yes, hello, my good friend. What can I do for you? I forgot my tie today, and the teacher is looking for me right now. What do you got? Bro, I got you. I got blue and black ties. What do you want? Black tie, please. You want to rent it for the day or the week? Just today. All right, $10. You can return the tie to me here at the end of school, okay? He was making bank, and he was a savior to his classmates. In the end, he made about $600. One of my followers sent me this website he made. He currently runs this crazy business at his school. It's basically a fight club. So here's how it works. People at his school go on his website, and this is the first thing they see. Welcome. It says you can go to the for sale page and tell them what you want them to start selling. Right now they're sold out, but they sell tons of candy and snacks. But here's the biggest thing they do. They sell tickets to school fights. $10 for a back row view, $15 for second row, $25 for front row, and $50 for very front row. And this is how they get their fighters. If you want to be a fighter, you check this box, and they will pay you $50 after the fight. They also have job applications. Their employee schedule is on the website as well. This is just absolutely crazy. When this girl was in first grade, she had a bunch of old Barbies that she never played with, and she wanted to make some money. So she got an idea. She cut off all the hair on all of her Barbies and put them in separate Ziploc bags. She would then bring these bags of hair to school and tell all the kids at her school that the bags of hair were from celebrities, like Justin Bieber, Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, and these kids believed her. She charged $1.50 per bag, and the most popular bag was Justin Bieber's hair. In total, she made $50, but the parents of students were complaining to the school, asking, why are my kids coming home hungry? Turns out, the way these kids paid for the hair was by giving her their snack money. The principal then found out about this, and she was shut down. What an evil genius.
Do this if you know the world is about to end. And make sure you send this to some friends so they know too. If you know the world is about to end, for example, if a bomb is heading for your city and the news is saying, yep, we're done, this is it, right away plug your bathtub up and fill it with water. That way, if you somehow survive the apocalypse, you have a bathtub full of water you can drink for a little while. Send this video to somebody that loves these things. Welcome. I'm going to show you a picture of another bounce house, but it's a different type of bounce house. It actually involves our little buddy Spider-Man. And I want to know, does this make you uncomfortable?
Crazy things that happened at school. At this one British high school, after gym class every day, people would notice change and stuff missing from their lockers and their pockets. Well, one day, this kid really wanted to find out who was doing this, so he turned his phone camera on record and put it in his pocket. After gym class, when all the other students were noticing they had stuff missing, he checked his camera, and he caught the thief red-handed.
Alrighty, what do you have in here?
Apparently, the girl that had been stealing from everyone was from a very rich family. She was even a successful child actor who starred in a bunch of TV shows. So why was she stealing change from people? Who knows? But like I said, she was caught, and she got into serious trouble. What if the plot of Don't Look Up happened today? Just like the movie, there is a possibility that one day an extinction-sized asteroid could come flinging towards Earth, leaving us all, well, extinct. But do we actually have plans to stop an asteroid if that situation ever happens? Plans that would hopefully leave us in a better situation than those in the movie? Well, yes. And some plans are even currently or soon will be tested. But what do those plans look like? Hit that link in my bio and watch that YouTube video. I talk about this exact topic and how our government and NASA plan to stop an asteroid so big that there'd be nothing left of our little planet. My favorite comebacks. Come on, loser. Come on, Kyle. Keep up. This is gym class, not nap time. You know what, Chad? Screw you, man. Excuse me? Yeah, screw you, man. You're mean for no reason. Shut up. It's because you're a loser, you're ugly, you're slow, and you're lazy. No one here likes you, bro. Nobody. If you keep bullying, man, you're gonna regret it, I promise you. Oh, really? Yeah, what are you gonna do? You gonna punch me? No, I'm gonna slap you. Oh, you're gonna slap me? Oh my god, I'm so scared. He's gonna slap me, guys. But my slap is different. Oh yeah, how? Because I'm gonna slap you so hard that my hand will be recognized at graduation. Oh, shut up. Stacy Curtin. Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson's hand.
Slap Chad!
The people have spoken. Chad, get up here. No. Oh. Now. Crazy things people did as kids. When this kid was 10 years old, he was riding his bike around his neighborhood. When he accidentally ran into a fence, flying off his bike, slamming face first into the ground. His nose was cracked, and it was bleeding everywhere. He walked his bike back to his house. When he walked inside, his dad saw his terribly messed up nose and said, "Oh my god, son, who did that to you?" And instead of him saying he crashed his bike, he said this. It was Greg. Now, it obviously wasn't Greg. Greg was the biggest bully at the school. Get in the car, now. And they drove to Greg's house. How can I help you? Yeah, is your son Greg home? There you are, come here. If you ever mess with my son again, you are going to wish you've never been born. You like mayonnaise, kid? I said you like mayonnaise? I hate mayonnaise. Well, then watch your back, buddy, because I got jars of it in my pantry. What did I do? Here's what happens when you bully the wrong kid. I'm so angry today, I want to bully somebody so bad. Oh, there's Kyle, my first victim of the day. Hey, Kyle, you're such a loser. First off, brush your teeth. What? You dirty mouth, buck-tooth idiot. Hey, no, your mom's so dumb she washes paper plates. And you're more useless than the water in a ketchup bottle. Caterpillar eyebrows, picture frame, huggin' creep. Hey, don't talk to him like that. Shut up, Stacy. You're like the end piece of a loaf of bread. Everyone touches you, but nobody wants you. If your parents got divorced, would they go back to being brother and sister? I hope everything you've ever loved dies slowly in your arms. This school had the dumbest rule ever. This one high school had a rule where students were not allowed to have facial hair at all, not even stubble. It got to the point where every day a teacher would walk around the lunchroom with a shaving cream bottle and a razor, doing stubble checks. And if he saw any student with facial hair at all, he would shave it right then and there. You. What? That mustache has gotta go, my friend. But sir, you have a mustache too. Well, I'm a teacher, so it doesn't matter. And you know the rules. Now pucker up, Buttercup. That caterpillar's gotta go. Goodbye, old friend. This went on for years. Well, one day, this teacher accidentally cut someone's lip really bad, and this rule had to change. Hey Kyle, I saw you school supply shopping with your mom last week. That's so lame. At least my mom is still in my life. Where's your mom? Oh, that's right. She left you guys and started a family with the mailman. I swear to God, I don't blame her. Look at you. If your life was a video game, you would be an NPC, bro. Shut up. You know what, dude? You know what? You're the reason aliens won't talk to us. That is not true. No, watch. I bet you money. The day you die, they're gonna be like, oh, nice, dude. He's gone. We can finally go down there. That guy sucked.
Hey, boss. Yes. The human they called Chad, he died today. He has a tiger attack. All right, finally. Right? That guy sucked. All right, bring the ship down to Earth. Let's go say hi.
Craziest things people did in school. When this kid was in 6th grade, during PE, he always brought himself a large bottle of water. Well, because of this, kids were always asking him for sips, and he was getting very, very annoyed. So, he had an idea. He brought himself a second water bottle, but this time, he would dissolve clear, tasteless, but very strong laxatives into the water. So whenever kids asked, yo, can I have a sip of that? He would give him the water with the laxatives in it. Yeah, man, no problem. Here. The laxatives would always kick in after PE during the next class. Oh, God. And it even got to the point where there was lines for the bathroom because so many kids had to poop. Weird fast food experiences. This guy used to work at Taco Bell. One day, an old man pulled into the drive-thru, but he went right past the place where you order and straight to the second window. Sir, you were supposed to place your order back there?
Yeah, I'll take a venti caramel iced latte. And then this isn't Starbucks.
But exactly a week after this incident, it happened again. Sir, you're supposed to order You.
Yeah, I'll take a venti caramel ice. Is this Starbucks?
No, this is Taco Bell, man.
Oh, okay.
And again, a week after that. Order coffee. What?
Starbucks.
Taco Bell.
Oh.
This happened for 3 months, until one day it mysteriously just stopped. Who knows what was going through that guy's head? Who do you think's the biggest loser at our school? Definitely Kyle. Hey bro, I heard that. Good. You're a loser. You think I'm a loser? Yeah, man, you literally have 0 riz. First of all, that's completely wrong. Hey, Stacy. Hey, what's up, Kyle? I just wanted to say that yesterday, your presentation in history class was amazing. Like, I was mind blown, and, your hair looks awesome today. Oh my gosh, thank you, Kyle. Text me? Yeah, for sure. That doesn't mean anything. Watch, I can do it too. Hey, Carla. Shut up, Chad. What the heck? I'm the coolest kid in school. That is so false. A literal house plant is cooler than you. Oh, funny joke, dude. What plant is that? Carlos. Hey, what up, Carlos?
What's up, bro? I've been chilling. You be easy now.
This story's hilarious. When this girl was little, for some reason, she thought sneezing was hilarious. The scene in Beauty and the Beast where Belle's dad sneezes in his workshop and dust flies everywhere, she loved it. She would rewind it and watch it over and over again. Well, one day, when she was in kindergarten, she somehow found out that a student who was in 1st grade was very allergic to pollen. So she had an idea. Every day at recess, she would go outside, pick a handful of dandelions, and chase her around the playground. Come here, come here. No. And when she would get close enough, she would shove the dandelions in this girl's face. Well, it got to a point where one day at recess, she was chasing her around with dandelions as usual. But this time, the reaction was more than a sneeze. She was sent to the hospital. And from that day on, whenever she wanted to watch someone sneeze, she would just go on YouTube. Here's how to know if somebody's watching you. Have you ever been sitting in class and just felt like somebody behind you was staring at you? Well, this is what you do. You yawn. Yawning is contagious, so if you yawn while someone's looking at you, they will yawn as well. So what you do is you yawn, and then you quickly look around, and whoever's yawning, that's the person who was looking at you. This is how it would go down. Chad, Stacy, I see yourself.